Tonight,
Santa baby. Aw, yeah, right, sure, Talk about materialistic. Holy crap, if that doesn't just put it right there in your face. I want a platinum mine, Santa baby. I sit on your lap, we talk about the first thing that pops up. Oh, Flasheroony head, see what you signed up for.
Wait a minute. This is all your idea now.
Yeah, right.
You take credit for the Dork Table.
No.
It's all because of you and the girls and the flannel.
And the girls in the flannel? Well, I'm not wearing flannel today. I'm actually wearing my Eeyore jammies.
Well, today I unfortunately have no camera apparatus on my computer. I'm downgrading so I can save money.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, I'm going to skin the neighbor's cat so I can afford to pay the cable bill this month.
Oh.
I'll save money from, eating the cat for a couple days. So I'll just tell Circuit's chicken. Hopefully she won't notice.
There you go. Sounds like a hell of a plan. Well, guess what, everybody? You are listening to yours truly, GramZ, which I probably had to get over in the RLM and change my nickname to GramZ Dork or some such nonsense like that. Because, damn it all.
Swamp today.
Do what? Yeah, you are President Trump.
President Trump. I'm hunting Democrats. Democrats and communists.
Okay, how can I spell dorky?
I don't know. Are we at the Dork Table today again?
Yes, we are at the Dork Table. Pull up your chairs. Buckle up.
Are we alone or do we have guests?
We have guests. We actually do have guests. I know it's kind of crazy, but hey.
That explains the pajamas. Okay.
I am the pajama queen. That's for damn sure. I like wearing my jammers on the radio. And that's why it's radio. And not video, because, oh, Lord, if it was video. Well, Flash, I already know that you're, fucked in the head. So, F-bomb this early in the show. But
well, that's the rumor, Ike, but they've, I come to think of it, when I was a young fella, tell you a quick story. I was a teenager, got myself into lots of trouble. I was about 14 years old, and the court decided they was going to send me for psychiatric consultation.
Oh, yeah.
So I went to see the shrink, and the first thing out of the shrink's mouth is pretty much, well, Lewis, why do you hate your father? And I looked at the guy. I said, well, I hate my father. What are you fucking talking about? I hate anybody. And he changes the subject, goes on about this, that, and the other. And then he leaks up to, hey, Lewis, why is it you hate your mother? And I said, man, what's with you and this fucking hating everybody shit? I don't hate anybody. So a little later through the conversation, he changes it. He says, well, Lewis, how old were you when you first had sex? And I said, no, 7, maybe 8. And the pipe just fell out of his mouth on the table. He looked at me and he says, my God, son, you're having sex with a partner at 7 years of age? And I looked back at him and said, with a partner? Ta-da!
Ba-dum-bum-bum. Yeah, that's kind of like I told a little joke over in the corner pocket earlier today, and it was a bad joke, but what the hell? My brain cells were not quite firing yet, and I'm playing with my ears right now.
Me too. That's what I call it.
Alrighty. In any case, they were being, we were being smarty-assy, or as smart-assed as I can be that early in the morning without having a full cup of coffee in me. In any case, I said, did you hear about the guy that totaled his car when he was getting a blowjob? I guess you could say erect it.
Ew. Erected, all right. Yeah. Playing on words.
Yep.
So, are we going to say hi to all the people?
I think we should.
Miss Mary?
Should. Okay. Now, I don't know if
All of
anybody
them or
is
just
listening
some of
over
them?
here in the corner pocket, but hey there, hi there, ho there, everybody. I see Rain is in here. and so is Kozu and PJ, and the Mighty Moose Girl logged in over here, and I'm here, and it looks like Sock Puppet is here as well, and let's see.
Wait, how come it says crush and run and you call it the corner pocket?
Because crush and run is the thing, but you have to click on corner pocket and sign in there, or go anon, or whatever the hell.
Because if you Google corner pocket, you're not going to like what you find unless you're special.
Oh, well.
It was a traumatizing experience, Mary, I got to tell you.
Ah.
It took me 3 pipe loads to get over it.
3 pipe loads. Holy crap-a-noli. That's kind of scary.
Hello, everybody in radio land.
Hello. Hello, hello, hello. By the way, everybody is listening to the Dork Table.
Oh, jeez.
And we're extra crispy dork today.
Oh, good God, yes. Or extra mushy or some such nonsense. Yeah, and we are on reallibertymedia.com, Channel 3. We're also on rlmradio.xyz and the RLM TuneIn station and the RLM Internet Radio station and RLM Spreaker channel, and then later on the RLM SoundCloud channel. So, damn, we're everywhere. We're everywhere. Oh, my God. So
yeah, we must be up to like 10 listeners by now.
I think so.
I'm telling you, I'm going to be Denmark Jones.
Denmark Jones.
Yeah. I'm going to evolve like Keith into, a better person, a better personality.
Ah.
A voice to be reckoned with. And besides, I got all these magic beans. I got to do something with them.
Oh. Well, they make you because I didn't turn it off last night. I hope the batteries didn't die.
Oh, Lord. That's what that was. Got it.
Well, Rob was going to run away earlier today because I was being ever so aromatic. So, how would he know? It's not like smell-o-vision or anything like that.
Hi, Miss Penny. She's over at Informed Planet right now.
Oh, Miss Penny. Hi, lady.
Yeah, she might be able to catch the podcast or something. I'll mention to her that we're live.
Ah, there you go. Cool beans. Okay, well, if you want to give us a bunch of static, come on over to the RLM chat, because that is where it's at. Dun-dun-dun-dun. And speaking of where it's at, who all is over here? The Michelin Man. Michelin.
Oh, cool. That's original.
Oh, Asmo's going to drop kick me through the goalposts of life. At least cybernetically. Hi, Asmo. Asmo's right up top because he likes being on top. I also see Barman is here, who is the most splendiferous bot in the whole wide world. And looky there, the lovely Beth Z is here, as well as Grim Nerd and Grimner. We got a double dose in there. The lovely Moose Girl Dork is here.
Moose, what's up?
Moose. She's so awesome. She's just this walking, talking awesome sauce. That's what she is.
I listened to her when she guested on our show.
Yeah.
She was quite the attachment.
Yes.
It was fun. And what the funny part was, everybody was kind of angry at the beginning of the show, and at the end we're all laughing and telling jokes and having a good time.
Yeah.
So it was fun. I really had a good time.
We needed a moose dork.
Hey, sir.
We needed an insertion of moose dork. Now that sounds just totally disgusting, but we needed that in order to make our happy faces. So
you oldophile, you.
I know I am. I'm so pervy like that. Okay, the lovely Kate is here as well, and looky.
Trust no one.
Trust no one.
I know, because he doesn't trust anyone, not even himself. Grimmy waved. I'll wave back at you, Grim.
Hey, Grim.
Shit, I did that, and I got my old lady part on my arm going, too.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
I know, it's that second wave.
Just when you thought there was no further down to go as a dork, somebody finds a way.
It's my job, and I do it well.
The old artificial fart under the arm trick.
There you go. I also see Chalcedony is in the chat, as well as Circolo, who is the better half of President Twomp.
No, that's just with my hands, though.
Oh, okay. Wow, just imagine what you could do with your armpit. Oh, no, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
It gets worse. The further south you go, the more danger you find. It's like hunting elephants, you know. It's fine to hunt one till you find one. And you go, oh, shit, what was I thinking?
No
Get the
doubt.
kid in.
Oh, look, we got Chloe triplets in the chat. Holy crappinoly. Triple time, dude. So watch out, y'all, because she going to drop kick you through the goalposts of life. I also see I'm here, GramZ Note.
Hi, Graham.
Doke.
Hi, Mary. I mean, hi, Graham's dork.
Yeah, doke. That didn't work out quite the way. It doesn't really. Oh, well.
Well, without the R, yeah. See, when you take the R out of a word, you take away its power and you make it weak like everything else.
I'm weak. I still have an R in grams, though, so it's all good.
Yeah, but if you trade it for a W, it weakens you in society and you're no longer in power. I've decided, do not argue.
Okay, I will talk like that very, very for the rest of the show.
Oh, I hope not. We would have a breakup for that one.
Oh,
It
really?
would be like, yeah, it would be a what do you call it? A dork divorce.
You don't want me to do Gilda Wadner?
No, you know what? The best one you ever did? That damn elf voice. That's the one that gets me.
The little munchkin
Oh,
voice.
yeah.
We
that's the one.
represent the Lollipop Guild.
Wow. And again, I'm still just thinking about, hey, I hope Penny just didn't tune in while you were doing that. Hit the Twilight Zone for real. Do 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 do.
No shit. Okay, I also see IB Don C is here. Hey there, Don. How you doing today? And a double dose and a Java Doctor. We got one and two going on. Meisterbrow is here, and
Hey,
he
Woody.
is, damn, how many days? Oh, 34 days with no ganjis. Dude, how in the hell did you pull that off?
Why did? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, well, whatever. Okay, where else am I? Where am I at? P. Bunyan is here.
Yeah. There
As
you go.
well as Phantom Fart Vinny. You know, Vinny is one of those SBDs,
Oh. Hey, Vince.
but he's not
What's
so silent.
And there's my alter ego.
Yeah, President Twomp. See, you're making me do that again, President Twomp.
It'll catch on.
And then we got Rob Wykes in the
yeah.
house, who ran off with his bubbler thinking that he could hide from the aroma.
Hey, Rob, what's up?
I also see Sock Puppet is here. Hey there,
Moose.
dude. How you doing? As well as Phantom and Colfax 101, as well as Dakota. J Dread. Hey, Hansel. Hansel. I love that word. Hansel.
Hey, Cirque, what's up?
Let's see.
I see my wife in the chat room.
Yeah,
too,
your
but
wife is in the chat room.
Snuck in
And
on us.
she's losing the tip. Oh no, Moosey's losing the tip of her nose. Yeah, I saw a picture earlier today. Someone had a spider that was like as big as a dinner plate crawling on their wall, and the comment underneath it was, "This is why I live where the air hurts my face."
Wow. You know, if I lost any of my Junos to the cold, I'd have to walk tilted forward for the rest of my life. Because I have to look for it. It's just a Jew thing. I don't know.
Ah.
It's like they did with my, thing. They went, hey, stop that. You got enough. Never mind.
Pinocchio.
Chop, chop.
Okay.
You won't notice this in 20 years.
Yeah, you'll never
No, but
miss
the
it.
girls are gonna.
Ah.
Never mind.
Moving along. Okay.
So you're one of those guys that believes in Jesus Christ. Never mind.
Cheese and rice got all muddy.
Yeah, her too.
Speaking of cheese and rice got all muddy, hi Jehovah One. Please do not smite me or smote me with a.
Ah, cool. congratulations, bro. I wish you success at your endeavors, whatever they
Yay!
may be. Yeah. There you go.
Alrighty, there you go.
Yep.
Okay, Juana Taco is here, and
Hey,
yes,
Juana
you
Taco.
know what? I did have tamales last night for supper, so yeah. Rob, the sound effects you may hear may not be from fake.
They may not be real simulated American fonts. They may actually be real American fonts.
They just might.
Smell-o-vision coming to a radio near you.
Whee!
Telling you. Not 18 minutes, Mary.
Okay, we got Kozu in the house. Hey there,
Kozu.
dude. How you doing? And to
Oh.
round out the crew, the one, the only, Bot. You know
Bot.
that makes it sound like it's something very delicious. Bot.
So I was wandering through Fredericksvark today on a trip
Frederick's
to the
fart.
Yeah, Fredericksvark to
Ah.
gather some supplies from the main side of town, right?
Uh-huh.
Where they keep all the stores at. And, when I'm walking, I try to amuse myself with little thoughts like, oh, I was thinking about, money, fiat currency, and this, that, and the other. And that thought led to time. And then I was thinking, wow, I wonder why they got these time zones everywhere. And for just a quick moment, I realized time is as big an illusion to me as money is. Imagine a thing like that.
Yeah. My
That's
mother
it.
can't keep track of time because, she
Yeah.
doesn't, she doesn't have anywhere she has to be at a specific time unless it's a doctor's appointment. And every time she
Yeah.
calls me, she goes, "What day is this?" And it's not because she's got old timers or Alzheimer's or whatever. She's just crazy because she had 10 of us and let us all live through puberty. So,
Maybe
Yeah.
it wasn't let. Maybe she was just outnumbered and really deep down inside knew it.
no,
You come from a tough crowd, I'm telling you.
Yeah, no, she did let us live through puberty
Mm.
just because she knew we would go forth and procreate, and once we did, we would get the mother's curse in full bloom. So, yeah, and my mother, her curse worked so well that I got a daughter that was not only, well, one of my daughters is me reincarnated, which is scary enough. But then my other daughter is a combination of my two sisters and my ex. And it's like, that's just not cool at all. Damn it, Mom. I did not
And the
sign up for
Molotov
that
is
shit.
dead. Hey, man, turnabout's fair play. Should have thought about it when they were trying to teach you about contraception.
Contraception.
Deception, yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like an arms deal backwards. Instead of you producing, we'll kill them. Here, just kill them before you reproduce.
Oh, well, yeah. They were
Yeah.
worth it because now I have grandkids and I can sit back and now I truly understand the mom curse.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying it immensely.
Wow.
I know I'm evil like that.
What a vicious cycle you live in. You're always so angry about something. I don't know. It must be something. I think it's something in your water.
You think? Here, and I
No.
thought it was just part of being female.
Actually, I'm positive of it.
Mm.
In my mind, I don't know how these other people seem to look at links and crap like that and come to decisions. I have this other operation that I use. It's called I open my eyes and look at things and decide what I see for myself. And then I sit back and watch everybody in the fucking world argue about the cause, but never offer any fucking cure. So, there you go.
Ah.
Well, come on. Name one person you've ever met in your life that didn't snivel at some level about money. And then ask them, well, how do you fix it? And they stand there and,
Someone else needs to pay me more.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny
They're-
how that works?
Oh, yeah. Well, they use the most insane ideas. But I've never heard anybody but me, Flash, come up with anything that I know my idea is ridiculous, but I guarantee it will work. And to prove it to you, for just $19.95.
For $19.95. But wait,
No,
there's
I
more.
I challenge you to do this, right? In the course of your day, just even your business day for 8 hours, refrain from using bullshit to get your money. Do the true, honest thing and see what happens. But you can't.
Honey, that's what I get paid to do. I get paid to bullshit with people.
Yeah, federal regulation prohibits honesty.
Oh, well, there probably is a regulation somewhere that says that. I know they did make it okay to propagandize us, so yay!
See, FBI, CIA, these enforcement outfits can say whatever they want, but we have to watch what we say. Because we might be spreading fake news, Mary.
I can't watch what I say because my mouth is below my nose and I can't see past my nose.
Get a mirror.
Son of a... See, that's why I keep you around, because you can always come up with I'm
always thinking about that one thing that everybody else didn't notice. You know that? And you know why?
Why?
Because I care. That's why. I care about my fellow man. And you know what I like about the best about my fellow man?
What's that?
Is that they're way the fuck over there somewhere, and I'm not. All of them. Every last fucking one of them.
Well,
and the few that I encounter that speak to me are so pleasant. It's almost like I got a guilt trip about being treated so good by people when every day I read about how horrible they all are.
Well, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
No, I'm absent in my home. Don't miss it a bit. Like it where I'm at.
Well, see, that's because now you are at a home.
I don't know. I think because I don't feel any different here than I did where I came from. I mean, you make a few friends, and society treats you accordingly how they've been treated.
Yeah.
Well, this society that I'm in, I don't know. Most of them don't even care if I'm there or not. The few that I run into, just another guy. It's nice.
Yeah, it is kind of cool, isn't it? Oh, did you know over on Fakey Book it's Honoring Human Rights Day? Why do we have to have a fucking day for everything? Why in the hell can't we just do that every goddamn day?
Well, how could you enjoy your fucking freedom if you didn't know it could be taken away from you? Please.
Oh, wait.
If you don't have somebody threatening, listen.
No, I get that. I get that. That does make sense.
Already? Wow, I thought I have to sell you that one. But
no,
because the threat's not in your face every day.
How can you appreciate light unless you have dark? I get that.
Not so much the dangle the carrot thing.
Yeah.
It's like, if you get out of the box, we're going to take the carrot away that you don't even have. We're just showing it to you. Yeah. And people fall for it time after. What?
See this lovely, yummy carrot?
DNA evidence proved without a doubt that Mr. Johnson murdered his wife. And the physical proof proves that he was in Paraguay when it happened, but it's TV, man. Hang him.
Yeah. Did you know that DNA evidence actually proved that there's DNA?
I don't know. Let me ask you this. Can you read a DNA reading chart? If it was showed to you, would you know what it fucking meant?
No.
Me neither. So how am I going to trust the results of a test? I can't even understand what it says. And then you're going to give me a result based on your vast knowledge, and I'm supposed to just go along with it. No, I saw Bilbo outwit Gollum inside the mountain, and I'm pretty sure it was make-believe. I don't think it really happened.
Okay, Sock Puppet said over in the corner pocket, he said, what the fuck? Absence makes the heart grow fonder, more like out of sight, out of mind. But, absence does make the heart grow fonder because I get so much fonder of you being absent. Not you particularly, but, when someone is absent from my world, and that someone was not necessarily a pleasant person to have right in my world, then sometimes their absence makes me grow fonder of their absence.
Wow. Wow.
I know, that's kind of deep, isn't it?
Well, I don't know.
Or just frickin' dorky.
okay, you know how I harp on subjective? Because
Uh-huh.
certain things will mean one way to me, they'll mean another way to circle, they'll mean another way to you, and everybody hears things with their own little twist. You can insult 10 people and one of them is going to die fucking laughing because it was hysterical and the other nine are going to get mad at you for being mean.
I know.
We're right. So everybody hears it just a little bit, little bit more, a little bit more. And then we get this insanity on the internet.
Yeah, and see, I seek out those that laugh hysterically because it's like
Hmm.
you're my tribe. I like you.
Oh man, hey, and thanks Grim and Moose last night. I had a giggle about your show. It was entertaining me today when I was um, sitting here on my ass playing video games on the computer.
Ah,
I was multitasking the old guy way, visual and audio at the same time.
holy crap! And you didn't have
From
like tilt flash across your forehead?
I know two different sources of entertainment simultaneously, and I didn't have a meltdown. Didn't call for Cirque or anything. Did it all myself.
Yes,
I
Rain,
felt
this is GramZ. Just so's you
uh,
know, this is that woman you thought maybe was having or this person that you thought was having a midlife crisis. There is no crisis for me. For others that have to deal with me, possibly. But for
I
me, oh God, no,
know.
I'm having a hell of a good time.
Yeah, see that's because, and I will attribute your ability to have a good time to this one quality that I see in you, and that's that you allow yourself to have a fucking good time.
Yeah, I
There you
do.
go. I think it's a choice that we make. When, like I said earlier, when before the show, me and Circle have a disagreement once in a while about something, and it's always petty crap that the next day, what were we arguing about? I don't even remember, and da. But it's like it's been bred into us to, or maybe it's a cycle we go through. Or some of us go through. We get nasty with somebody, and you don't really know you're being nasty, but they hear it like it's some kind of big slap, and you were just making a crack. No big deal.
Yeah,
You ever do that to somebody?
yeah, yeah. It's like sarcasm is lost on some people, or and then you just kind of go, dude, couldn't you smell the sarcasm in the air? Holy crap, it was very pungent.
Yeah, but I think that people like me and you, however, on the level that me and you, that we speak to other people, we don't think that much of what we say to them as the listener does. The listener is far more receptive or not receptive to what we say than we ever thought. It's like, wow, you got all that out of that. Okay, I was just asking what time it was.
Oh, yeah. It's half past a monkey's ass, quarter to his hole.
No,
Oh.
it was like if somebody asked me, I was telling you last week, if somebody asked me what time it's, hey, go get a job,
Uh-oh.
buy your own, yeah, buy a watch, get
Buy
a
a
job,
watch.
you bum. Are you
Uh,
kidding me? But there are people that in the times that we live in and their attachment to the system and the authority and the money and the this and the shit and the cars and all that crap, it makes it adopts your behavior to a certain guideline. And I saw that you got past that. It was refreshing.
yeah. Yeah.
Hard to overcome. Hey, having stuff is a lot of fun because it's fun.
Yeah.
But I realized one day, Mary, that if I have an extra five of something, that means that five people went without that something for me to have it, and it's just sitting there in a room doing nothing. And went, maybe there's something wrong with my strategy here.
Well, I don't know that it's necessarily five people went without it because that's, the whole production thing. And that's also part of the planned obsolescence thing that's going on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Unless you're talking about foodstuffs, oh my God, that's one thing that just irks me to no end. When people go out to eat or something and they get a plate full of food. And like Golden Corral, that's my mother's kitchen. That's her favorite place to go. So whenever I go down to see my mom and we go out to eat, it's like, let's go to Golden Corral, unless I talk her into doing Chinese, which, we both like Chinese. So, but in any case, you see people go in there and they will load their plate up with all of this food, and they'll take a bite from everything, and then they'll push it off to the side, wanting the wait staff to come.
Else.
Yeah, and it's like, how fucking rude. That's the whole growing up with all those other siblings, and the mantra that Mom always did, there's starving children in Ethiopia. So.
Yeah. Well, that's planned obsolescence.
Yeah.
It's all that derivatives and the way these illegal markets operate. And wow, I don't even think it's worth discussing in any detail. It's just ridiculous. The ridiculousness of what we're willing to do to other people blindly in order to have the things that we have. Yeah. So as long as you don't know what's going on, then how can you have guilt about it? But if you know what's going on, man, I even feel sorry for the freaking cow I'm eating sometimes.
And I really don't have guilt anymore. I don't play that anymore, because it's like, if I cannot do something about it, then I'm not going to feel guilty about it. If I can do something about it and intentionally don't do something about it, then
that's what I mean, though.
But
I'm
see,
intentionally
I
eating
don't
the
ever.
meat.
Well, okay, you're intentionally eating the meat, but yes, until we get to the point where we can just absorb energy from the atmosphere and the sun, I think we're going to have to eat something.
Yeah,
and
but
everything is part of the food chain.
But it also ties to, I'm not willing to kill animals to eat them anymore. I did it. I didn't like it in the end, and I went, nah, I ain't going to do this. But I'm not above other people doing it for me. And then sometimes I think about it, and then I go, oh, I shouldn't really do this. It makes me uncomfortable. But I'm addicted to the fucking meat. Would I just like anything else I want? If I want it, by God, don't stand between me and it, because you're going to get a shoe print on your forehead. Circle. It's just amazing. If I want something, life puts it in front of me and then gives me the energy or whatever it is to get from where I'm at to where it is and get it.
There you go.
So I keep my wants very small now, too.
Oh,
I
do
think
too.
Cirque was the last of that side of me, to where I wanted something and I was going to do it one way or another. I didn't care what was in the middle. I just went through it.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Anyway, so how are you doing on this bright and cheery holiday Saturday season thing crap?
I'm doing pretty damn awesome. I've been knitting. Yeah.
Oh,
and I know you don't have a camera so that I can't see you, but I can show you, because I made some progress last night whilst listening to the radio. And it's actually starting to look like a hat now.
Turn your camera on, though.
Oh, that would help.
You got to turn yours on. Yeah.
I had the little slidey thing shut because I was running around the house. There.
Isn't she cute? I called Cirque over to see you. Oh, look at you.
See, I'm wearing my Eeyores.
Oh, man. I wonder if I have the balls to wear one of those to the store to go get some.
It's a big people onesie.
it would be the funniest thing I could probably ever do anywhere. But no, I couldn't do it.
Okay, and see, this is what I was working on last night.
Yeah. What is that, though?
It's a stocking cap, but it's got double pointed needles.
Okay.
You have to use 5 needles to make it, and
I saw a woman on Informed Planet the other day, said she went on a knitting spree, 12 hours, and ended up with a rash on her arms. And wasn't sure if maybe it was something in the dye of the material, or if this happens to people lately, or she's a little curious. And I mentioned that. Yeah. Well, I could always go back there. If there is something, tell me later. But, I mean, you brought it to mind with the knitting.
Oh, well, it could be the dyes in the yarn.
I didn't think of it at the time. I just thought of you and went, well, you know about knitting and you know about oils to help you with stuff. So maybe you might know something. Yeah. That's what I do with information. I delegate it to the person that gave it to me. Not don't reference books. Even Circle do that. Reference books to me, and I think, are you out of your fucking mind? You know this because you read it in a fucking book. Doesn't mean you know anything, right? So we disagree on this topic because her process for understanding is hers. But she allows me that opinion without, a frying pan on the head or anything. But I think just because you read it, well, come on, the internet's perfect proof. Just because you read it doesn't mean anything. Just means that's one version of a story you may have been lied to about. Oh, but I know the truth now. So how does that change anything? You know the truth. What's different about life?
Other than you see, and there it goes right back to don't believe everything you think.
Yeah, but see, Moose, oh man, she is so alone in her knowledge, the way I listen to her, because most people do not, they're not connecting to it because their indoctrination is that deep. They do not want to know. And that loneliness will get to you. So we've been given the internet to communicate with each other at least and not go crazy. Can you imagine if you knew all this stuff and everybody you knew thought you were a nut job? Instead of 9 out of 10, we're at 1 out of 10 knows better. So, wow.
See, and I don't have to imagine that. 'Cause
I'm isolated here where I live. There's not a lot of people this way. I'm in a very sparsely populated place. So
am I. So, yeah.
But when I was in the city, when I was in the bars in the cities that I lived in, there was two things you never talked about. One of them was how much, and the other one is what do you got in your pocket? And politics was just, I don't know. Nobody really, it was never talked about. I don't remember it.
Oh, wow. And see, we out here, it never fails. The conversation always winds up getting to politics. And then once they get me started, it's like I can see the Bambi in the headlights look starts glazing over. And then I go, I just saw it on the internet. So, it must be true. And then I just drop it because most people just kind of go,
You could show somebody the link about the straw man.
Oh, yeah.
And in 5 minutes, they could see, wow, what a scam this whole thing truly is. Where did this come from? And open the door to questions. But what we're getting is, oh, look what they're doing to make us hate America.
Yeah. And that's the way a lot of people interpret it too. When you start pointing out the flaws in a system, they go, well, what? Well, if you hate America so much, why don't you just leave? No, I wasn't saying I wanted to just leave. What I'm saying is, do you not see these fuck-ups going on here? Yeah. And maybe, just maybe, if we work together, we could fix some of them. But no, it's gotten to the point where the instant reaction is, well, if you hate it here so much, why don't you just leave? Oh, please. Seriously?
I know. It's as ridiculous as what happened to me, life. And if you have a narrow experience of life, you may not understand the storyteller's experience because you couldn't possibly imagine it happening. So if it's not real to you, you'll go to the negative and start bashing. I think that's what I would do. I think that's what I do with Vince's little friend he has on his show the last couple of weeks about the 9/11. It's not so much that I disagree with him. What's more important than all of that is that he refuses to listen to your side unless you tell him what he wants you to say. And he tells you that at the end. And it's like, wow, I just wasted another hour. I'm glad I was loaded.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
You don't really ever waste time. You just realize that time that you spent on that activity or that endeavor was not as productive as you wished it to be, or maybe it was so productive that now you don't want to spend time on that again. So, it's not necessarily, I don't see it as a waste of time. I don't see anything as a
Well,
waste of
okay.
time.
I'll tell you what I see. A divide and conquer.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of that going on.
Well, that's part of it in my view is as long as we're verbally disagreeing about major shit that happened a long time ago, but offering no cure for what to do about it, just bitching about whose fault it was, you accomplish nothing.
Well, that's the
And then
whole
you
finger
say,
pointer syndrome. You
right,
point
yeah.
one finger at someone else, you get three of them pointing right back at you. And a lot of people don't see those other three fingers. They think they're kind of sort of like, like a cartoon character that doesn't have all of those fingers. So it's like, no, I just have fingers that point away. I don't have any that point back at me.
Right. Right. And if it was you, I just cannot see me and you disagreeing about something heavily like that. And then you saying to me at the end, or me saying to you, I'll put me as a bad guy. And you say, well, but you can't say anything bad about Israel. Well, why not? What in the fuck are you talking about? There you go. Starts the divide and conquer. And gets all of us in the end through the fucking law.
Well, see, that's that whole inclusiveness stuff. It's a special brand of inclusiveness. I have my brand of inclusiveness. You have yours. And if you don't go along with my inclusivity, then you're being uninclusive and you're a bad person. And it's like, what?
All right.
Wait a minute. Where's that dictionary? I want to
express-
look up inclusive again because
Right,
one of us has the definition wrong.
How do you physically explain what that means? How do you do it? How do you physically express inclusiveness? What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, the way I physically express it is when someone else shares an opinion that is
Opinion. Okay, this has
different
got nothing
from
to do with
mine or whatever.
Right, but
Or if I'm around my niece last night. Yeah, I always throw my shit in there because I do. My niece last night posted something in the family page to let everybody know that she and her hubby are splitting.
Oh.
But she wanted to let us all know that he has never felt so loved in his whole entire life as when he first met our family. Because, and I mean, that's just the way we are. We do express tough love just as well as the fun and frolic love. But when he is from India, a very caste system. And so when he came to meet us, and, we all joined at her dad's place, which he's got like 40 acres, and we're all down there and just being dorks like we always do. There's always a fire. Always. Mike's got this huge ass fire pit. So there's always a fire. There's always someone that burns a shoe, and someone that gets their pants a little bit singed. It's like that's just supposed to happen when we all get together. Somebody is going to burn something. So in any case, VJ is down there, and he's a little bit on the tentative side, and because we are a little much. And, we're all just going up to him and giving him a hug and saying, so how are you doing? Where are you from? What do you do? And then as soon as we get those basic questions out of the way, then it's like, come on over and check this shit out. You are going to hold my beer. Watch this.
Yeah.
One of those things.
Yep.
And he just could not believe that people could, just someone from such a foreign place could just be welcomed with open arms into a family gathering. And it's like, why not? Why not? What is so hard about that? If he's not coming in with guns a-blazing, why not go up and give him a hug?
I saw a psycho killer at the reunion 5 times. It ends badly.
Well,
that's why. Too many, I'm telling you, this violence is shoved down our throats at such an alarming amount, and it's so much of it, it's like a drug. And you start to believe the illusion is real if you see enough of it.
Yes.
Not to say violence does not happen. To say this, that most people that do something violent, most of it, a good 90-some%, I would assume at this point in my life, is done by somebody to somebody they know. It's not strangers. Strangers is a small percentage.
Yeah.
Right? And then you have your judicial system, which thrives off what? Potheads, Why? Because there's not enough crime to keep the police in business, and there's not enough crime to keep the jails filled to the levels they're at now. So they made a crime up out of nothing.
Well, yeah.
And then they attach that crime to everybody's fucking crime. Yeah, well, we caught him breaking and entering. And look, he has a joint in his pocket too. Whoa.
Yeah.
So then they get, and then the add-ons come, and we've allowed this piece of shit system to do this to us as a collective with nobody saying no.
For
to
our
this
own
minute,
good.
There are people on RLM, Real Liberty Media, that claim that the game that we're playing is the right way because it just needs the right guy driving it. It doesn't matter what the people do. It only matters what the leader says. And wow, are you fucking people nuts out there in the rest of the world? What is wrong with you?
Well,
And that's right. I'm with Moose on this. It's like, it's almost, to me, it's starting to look like maybe I missed a meeting, in my rebellion, and I missed all this shit that got so many other people because it doesn't latch onto me like this.
You know what, Grimmy? Giving someone a hug is a good thing, at least for me, because I like giving hugs, because every hug that I give to someone, I get one back. It's so freaking awesome. It's like the gift that keeps on giving.
Nah, more like keep your fucking distance, Charlie. No, thank you.
I haven't had anybody tell me, no, you can't hug me. Seriously.
No, I don't say no. I'm just telling you my look, my exterior, my feelings tell me if you're looking for somebody to hug, keep looking because I don't think I'm the guy. I'm not real receptive
Penny
to
joined. Penny joined. Yay, Penny!
Hey, Penny, what you doing? But, to be honest, I mean, there's no point in lying.
Yeah,
it's not the first thing I think of. I don't think of hugging anybody.
Yeah, but you know what?
I'm
If
married
I came
3 years, I look at Cirque and it takes me a minute and go, oh, yeah, that. You're supposed to do that to somebody you care about. I'm like, oh. I'm not a huggy, feely, lovey person. Never was.
But you know what? If I were to give you a hug, you might give me that look, but I'd still give you a hug. Because that look ain't going to stop me.
Well, I think I figured out a way to raise the money so that you could come to Denmark and have a little vacation. And it goes like this.
What?
See, America and every other country in the planet that I can, except for 3, I can count, they all have this thing called currency, right?
No shit?
So you have a buck in your pocket, and that buck has actually got an attached debt on top of that buck. So the Rothschilds, well, they're going to be a collecting soon. So I come up with this idea. Send me your loose cash in an envelope, and I'll cover the debt. And for sending me the paper, I'll throw you some magic beans. Everybody walks away happy, right?
Magic beans. Oh, I like that idea. Magic beans. Do I need my sound effects again?
Okay. Think about this honestly as an adult for 1 minute, all right?
Oh, crap.
If tomorrow on your way to work, you magically tripped over a box and it was filled with $100 bills and weighed about 25 pounds, what would you be able to do with it besides hide it from everybody else?
Why would I hide it from everybody else?
You can't spend it.
Why?
It'd be about $1 million, I think. Close.
Yeah, but why would I hide it from everybody else?
I might be a little high, huh?
Why would I hide it from everybody else?
Think about it. Because the world is on fire, everybody's greedy, wants, and they'd probably come and steal your money from you. That's why.
Well, just
why
because
it's
finders, keepers, losers, weepers. Yeah, no. See, if I were to stumble across something like that, I'd think, holy shit balls, this fell off of somebody's pickup. And so I would probably, I wouldn't take it to the cop shop. I know better than that. But I would probably put something on either Fakey Book or somewhere, to just, or maybe Next Tech, because a lot of people out here are on Next Tech, and just say, okay, I found something of value, and if you lost it, please contact me at,
Okay.
but, not give a whole lot of particulars because I would really
Right.
feel bad if somebody had that,
Right.
and
Okay.
it fell out.
How long of a period before you go, well, nobody else wants it, it's mine? How long of a period is that? You're going to wait a year, 10
I
years,
don't
50
know
years,
because I've never had
30
that
days?
situation. I don't
All
know.
right, we're making a story here on the Dork
I
Table.
know
Don't
you're
do all.
making a story, and you told me to
Yeah.
be adult. So there.
Oh, now you're following fucking directions. Okay, so you're being. All right, I get it now. All right, now let's say that. But what I need is a date. How many days or how many weeks or months or years are you willing to sit on this box of money that nobody will claim? What? How long?
I don't know. Knowing me, I would probably put it up in my garage or something like that and then
Huh?
forget about it. One of
Okay,
those
you're
out
gonna
of
just
sight,
go.
out of mind
See,
things.
you're not let. Oh man, you're controlling my story. You won't let me get to the point. I'm gonna. I'm
Well,
sad.
that's because
I'm
you
sad.
should know by now. I am not your typical
It's too late. I'm
whatever.
sad. Okay. So, well, where I was going with it was how long would an average person, I was going to use you as a medium, you're the
Okay.
medium normal person out there. You find a box. In that box is 25 pounds of $100 bills, which is a lot of money. All
Yes.
right. How long do you wait before you go, well, I guess I'll use it?
The average person would just start using it.
Okay. Well, there you go. But I would, I don't know what I would. I think I'd give most of it away and just keep enough so that I don't even know if I'd need it. I don't know. The way I live, it's hard to say. But I would sure as fuck give a lot of it away.
Well, and I understand that whole thing. So, I mean, that was
Yeah.
always one of those things that, even Publishers Clearinghouse, yes, I bit on that a couple of times way, 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 way back in the day.
Yeah.
And I always, the ex used to say, "So what are you going to do when you win that $10 million? I want to have a big ass
Yeah.
party." And I said, "Okay, you
No,
can have
no,
a
no.
big
I'm
ass
not.
party, but no, let me finish. You can have a big ass
Yeah.
party, but then I'm going to start giving it to like family and friends. And well, why are you going to do that?" And I said, "Because I don't need all that."
You've involved the banks and all that. No, I was trying to keep the banks out of it and make a point.
Yeah, but when you get a check from Publishers Clearinghouse,
See, a check is, yeah,
the bank's the only
yeah,
place that can cash a 6 foot long
yeah,
check.
right. Where do you think a place is going to handle $1 million in $100 bills? Where do you think you're going to go? To the bookie, to the guy with the secret thing on the corner that I mean, TV has created this illusion of crime on the street when it's really crime in the suit. The suits are robbing us fucking blind,
Oh yeah.
poisoning every fucking thing we do and touch, running the world on inferior energy sources. They're doing everything wrong, and we just stand in line and beg them to do some more. Oh, will you fix this? Oh yeah, we broke it. We're gonna fix it, sucker.
Yeah, well, and that's part of the not taking personal responsibility, which real quick, hugs to you, Rain. Love you, darling.
Hey,
Um,
Rain.
in any case,
Mhm.
that's the problem with people. It's so much easier to delegate authority to someone else and go, no, that person over there, they look like they really want to have control over my life and what I eat and what I say and what I do. And so I'm just going to say, okay, you be my boss, applesauce. And then that way I have plausible deniability. I can sit back and go, well, I
Mm.
couldn't do anything about it because he's the boss over there and he said so, and wham, I'm just going to sit here and whine and cry instead of getting up off my dead ass and doing something. If,
Mm.
if you want to feed yourself, fucking feed yourself. If you want to
Mm.
dress yourself, dress yourself. You know, um there's so many people out there that are just so sure that somebody else is going to make all those decisions for them.
For them. Yeah.
No. Pull up your big girl panties or your big boy tidy whities, or if you go commando, watch out for the zipper, and
Ah.
and just make a
Mm.
decision for yourself and then take the responsibility of whatever comes of that decision. Period. Quit expecting someone else to make
To
that
do it
decision
for you.
just so you can sit back and go,
Well, it wasn't my choice. They said so, and now look at where I'm at.
yeah, I see where you're at, and that's because you made the choice to let
Hmm.
them make all your choices. So deal with it. I get
Wow.
cranky with that shit. It's like,
Boy,
God
you
damn.
you got really grown up in that one, dear.
I know. It just makes me crazy when people just.
Well, I'm sorry that you're feeling crazy about it. But I guess what I'm dancing around this idea, not really coming to the point, which really is we deal with so few people in person on a daily basis, yet we've been brainwashed to believe all this stuff that in physical ways it involves you, but the decision-making process, you gave that away to a bunch of liars.
Yeah. And then you
And
complain because the liars lied
complain,
to you.
yeah. Yeah. Or like that, I had North Dakota and South Dakota so confused and fucked up last week. It was funny as hell. But anyway, I wanted to let people know I was wrong on that one, boy. But it was Deadwood, South Dakota. And come on, they're so close together, a few
Yeah.
hundred miles. It was just, the Indians being robbed of their land thing. 'Cause we all know how I feel about that Indians, Native American crap, right? That's a lot of fun to talk to me about that. Yeah, shit. Well, I think like this, right? If I was the victim, somebody come here and stole my house and kicked me out of it, and then built a shack in the backyard and said, well, you can stay in that. Are you fucking out of your mind? I'll burn the fucking house down before I take anything less than that from you for what you did. I don't get any of this. It's too easy. You know what I mean? They've got people building a pipeline, whether you want it built or not. And then they got mouthpieces telling you that, well, they're delaying this and they're just going to build this fucking pipeline and do it when they're going to do it.
Yeah.
So what was the point in getting all these people all riled up in the middle? Lawyers. That was all that was about. I didn't see anything coming from it except legal fees and arrests and all that state and federal shit. And to tolerate it with a protest is insane. Tolerate it by fucking not buying their goddamn oil.
Oh.
And how do you do that?
Yeah. Okay, I got to tell you, I'm
Well,
checking the
I was
RLM
on a
chat.
rant here, Anyway, I was
I
getting
know,
pissed
and I
off.
interrupted you.
You go right ahead, baby.
Grimmy answered
if you interrupt me, will my wife be okay with it?
I don't know. Circle.
We're inventing interrub on the internet.
Interrub. Oh, how fun. Wow, it's like a cybernetic sex game.
Okay,
Whee!
you interrupted me to be interrupted about nothing.
There you go. Okay, Penny and Grimner are commenting on the 25-pound box of money. And,
Help yourself.
okay. Penny says find the owner or spread it through the universe if he doesn't show up, which, yeah. And then she wants to know who loses a 25-pound box of money. And Grimmy says if he found one, he would assume it was counterfeit, which, yeah, probably. And then Sock Puppet said, do unto others as you'd have done unto you. The fuck does that mean? Which, yeah, okay. I love Circle's way of saying that. Don't do unto others what you don't want done to you. That, I think, I like that way of thinking a lot better, because if I don't want something done to me, then I'm not going to do it to someone else. But when you say do unto others as you would have done unto you, what if someone else is really into the SM thing? And so they're doing that to everybody else because they want it done to them. Well, I don't want that shit done unto me, so I am not going to do it unto others. So I really like Cirque's reasoning on that one. There, I got that out of the way.
Yes, dear.
Yes, dear.
Well, yeah, because I think I'm not sure about divorce, but I think interrupting a Circle quote on the radio live, that's not going to end well for me.
Oh, yeah?
I don't give a shit. I'm just talking.
Oh,
I
okay.
think I care. Do you think I care if people are mad at me? I worry when people aren't mad at me. I think, holy shit, What do they want? Okay.
Either that or, God, am I slacking?
Yeah. Yeah. Go get a job, you freaking bum.
Yeah. Well, you already got a job. You got a job of being Flash-a-Rooney head, so.
Well, see, when you live outside of normal society in your lifetime, but what you do is you use the flaws of the society against itself, you don't leave a paper trail. So there's nothing to know, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't buy a house. I didn't this. I didn't that. I didn't ever fucking sign any tax document ever. Never filed for none of that shit. I said, are you out of your fucking mind? No. My signature it's like an appendage. You want that fucker? I don't think there's 5 living people that know my whole name, my slave name on my birth certificate. Not the names I use on the radio or in life, but, what the government stamped me with, or my parents did, or however you really break it down to the beginning.
You mean your
So-
name really isn't Flash-a-Rooney head Dorkamus Prime President Twomp?
No. That's
Shit.
my alias. That way I can avoid using my slave name.
Ah.
Well, I'm getting more in tune with that wavelength. Remember when I was writing a blog about it way back a couple years? When I first met Cirque, I wrote a blog about it. And I still, at that point, didn't have any experience physically where I knew what I was talking about. But I knew there was definitely 2 ways to live. There's 2 emotions that run the world, that run through us. And all other emotions are based off those 2 emotions. One of them is love, which is wide and broad. And the other one is fear, which is narrow and thin. You can't absorb into it. You can only run through it. So I wrote a little blog about that once, and then I met Larry Woods through Vincent and got more involved, and now I'm finding out what my poor mom, she says, oh, you're just a late bloomer. One day you'll wake up to find something that really interests you. And I was like 54 when it happened. Whoa.
Well, you bloomed when you were supposed to bloom.
Well, it's kind of strange because Cirque is a little bit younger than me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, I wonder about all that occasionally, because I did a lot of stuff with my life in a long period of time, over, many years. And I think in my history, I spent more time as an adult than my wife's been alive. Not by society standards, but by the way the life went.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was 15 years old, right, they had enough of me in a regular high school. So they suggested that I go to a continuation school for 3 hours a day to get a diploma, right? That was their master plan. So what I did was I took this deal with them and went to school from 8 to like 11:30 or something. And I was hitchhiking to Downey to go play in my neighborhood. I get picked up by a guy, and he's looking for somebody to work in his office, and asked me if I'd be interested in trying something like that for a job. I said yeah, and I worked there.
Cool.
And went to school. Yeah, but I was 15 years old, and I had to lie to everybody. There was no truth to any of it. I was in school and I was working, but everybody was getting lied to about where I was going, what I was doing when I was doing stuff. It was not a normal adolescence.
Well, does anybody really have a normal adolescence?
Sure, they go graduate school at 18 and then they go join the service.
I didn't
Or they
graduate
go-
at 18. I graduated at 17.
Well, you know what I mean. 17. Oh, now you're going to be all. I did beat it by a year. You know what? I think all that IQ test and school stuff. I think it's for you're not going to like this. I think the IQ test is to identify the stupid ones. And I believe that school is nothing more than an indoctrination, so you grow up and you'll do what you're fucking told in public
Yeah,
without any
it's for
question.
pigeonholing people. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean, Mother used to do that with us all the time because she was taking recertification classes at college when she and Dad divorced, and
Mm.
so that she could teach special education and all this other fun stuff. And so she was always taking us kids up to the college, and that was helping cut on her tuition. They would do the IQ tests on us, and I scored, well, our whole family scored really high on the IQ test, but I always scored really low on the reading comprehension tests.
Mm.
And it's because, number one, you have to be a speed reader. And number two, I have this glitch in my brain, or so they call a glitch. I tend to think of it as a bonus round, but where if I see a punctuation error or I see a spelling error or something is grammatically wrong, I mentally stumble over it and I have to go back and reread it. So I cannot read fast. I'm just not wired to do that. But I comprehend just fine. It's
Oh yeah, I
so,
listened to you
but
for how many years now?
yeah,
Yeah, I
so
know.
it's the whole pigeonholing thing. Well, she
Yeah.
scores really high in math and in English and all of this other fun stuff, but her comprehension levels are way low. And it's like, so basically they were saying, well, she's really, really smart, but she just doesn't understand. And so I just I got pigeonholed for a long time,
Yeah.
and I actually believed the bullshit
Mhm.
for a long time.
Yep.
And then when I finally, realized that, what, just because it takes me a little longer to comprehend something doesn't mean that I'm dumb. It just means that it takes me a little longer. Big deal.
I just don't pay attention to stuff sometimes.
Well, and there are some things that I don't care to
Oh,
comprehend.
look at how I am with this computer shit. I mean, you think I could be able to do it, and wow, just doesn't click for me. I feel so cheated by life. I can make hands. I think I'll drink a beer and commit suicide. A beer. I'll throw some spliff on top of that. Should do it. I'll overdose on a beer and spliff.
Oh, there you go. Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
They'll
can
probably
see
find
that.
me.
I can see your obit now.
Yeah, I could be in a puddle on the floor. The dog would be licking up the goop. You
Ew.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. And all this TV shit. That's what I mean. Is accidents and violence and murder and all that is very disturbing, fucking horrible thing. It's not. I mean, okay. You'll go, well, you watch movies, and I go, yeah, I'm entertained because they're pretending. That's not real. My brain does not believe that. What's his name? Bruce Willis saved the world. I'm not. I'm not delusional. I'm being entertained by a story. So then I started to notice, wow, this whole last year, they were talking about this on RLM last night. Netflix is so violent. You can't even find a movie anymore where they're not shooting 12 people and robbing banks and raping cats and, just the worst behavior that we could exhibit as people. That's what they make to entertain us.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it was a movie about saving a bunch of kittens on the top of a burning building, the blowjob the fire guy was going to get on the way up was going to, make up 10 minutes of the film.
Yeah, it was.
Because that's how they do. This is the shit that they do now. And I don't know. Grimm said Amazon might be better, so I'm going to give that a shot. And
I do like Amazon Prime.
What? There you go. There's two of you, but I'm going to take the advice of my said peers. I trust these people. They say something like Hans. When Hans says he loves Trump, I kind of believe him, and I don't know. I find it's like kicking a half dead rat in the living room, because you don't want to pick it up. So you're going to kick it. You can just pick it up by the tail or with something. But no, you want to be a prick. So you torture it a little bit. And it's all because we're on the internet with conflicting ideas, and in person wouldn't fucking matter. Could care less, and it inspires all this other personal shit. And I go, wow, okay. And it proves, he proves to me that I'm right about how I choose to live. And I like to thank him because, wow, when I see your name up there, if I'm not laughing, I'm complaining.
Grimmy just said that he draws the line at cat rape, but Meisterbauer wants to know if cat juggling is okay.
I think somebody should be raping the cat while they get juggled. That would be kind of interesting. Hey, let's just go back to if you're bored in your life, just find a cat and set its tail on fire and then chase it to try to put it out. That'll keep you busy for a while.
Man, what's not so funny is there was a kid that lived down the street from us growing up that did that. Little son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And they'll say things. Okay, I grew up with one brother, so I had a very small family. I have a very kind of unique perspective on life. Not as an only child, because that's singular, but having a sibling within a year and a half it's almost like there's two of you.
Yeah.
You're so close in age, you don't really know. Like we're grown men now, but we're so close in age. It's just like when we were kids. It's not like my younger brother. I would never even think that. Not really. I think I use it, but I don't think of him as younger in the sense of time because he's always been there.
Yeah. Well, us the 5 older children in my family, I should say, I think my brother just older than me. Between him and me is the longest space between, because mom was barefoot and pregnant that first 6 years. And then they kind of sort of started spacing out, but because between Rick and I there's like 18 months, something like that, but the rest of them, they're boom 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 boom. So oy.
Oh yeah, no, Sock. I know there's loads of other choices, but the predominant, I'm in a category now, I suppose. I'm an old man. I'm not going to be watching Bambi. I mean, I think I'm kind of done.
I do. I watch those cartoons. Actually, a lot of times
I like
when
stuff
I'm
like
knitting,
Cow and Chicken.
well,
No, I sway away from the Disney, and I don't care for Disney anymore. I don't know why. I like drawing them, but I don't like watching the films anymore. I'm really upset about them. Well, as an artist, Disney is the greatest work I ever saw. But to support Disney, no, I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay, I get that.
The things that a corporation will do to turn a profit in society that's acceptable and legal is to a normal person, no. But they blame it on other things. They go, well, you just don't want to see this. Yes, you are correct. I do not want to see two men having sex together. No, I don't want to see that. Then they'll say things like, well, you can change the channel. Okay. I could do that, but why is that there for me to choose from in the first place? Why would it come to somebody's mind to put that on film and then sell it? What a world.
There is someone out there that wants to see that.
Right, but what a world we're in that if you do something that's exotic, let's use the word exotic because it covers so much. From your pedophilia to the guy that dresses in women's clothes and goes to a public toilet. All that weird shit. There's so little of it, but it gets so much attention. It's amazing. It's like they're trying to make you not think for 1 second that the mortgage on your house is a big crock of shit. All of it.
Well, I think we were talking about that before we went on the radio. It's one of those things where they're trying to desensitize, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
you see
yeah.
so much of the ugly, you get to the point where you're just desensitized to it. It's like, oh, fuck, there's another shooting. Big deal, yada, 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 move along. And, you know, you see a lot of... Oh, God, I saw a video a couple weeks ago, and it was these do-gooders, which, God help us. But these animal rights activists over in France, and they'd seen a homeless man with a puppy. And they decided that he could not properly take care of that puppy. So what did they do? They assault this older gentleman, steal his puppy, and you know what goes on? The whole fucking crowd of people that are around stand there and either watch or videotape it. And it's like, oh my God, what a sad commentary for this world. Because I tell you what, this old broad here would be tripping somebody's sorry ass and saying, what the fuck are you thinking? Who are you to say that this guy can't take care of that puppy properly? How do you know that he's not making sure that that dog has plenty of food and doing without himself? Because trust me, I have been there. I know what it's like to scrimp and cut corners but make sure that my critters are taken care of, or my children are taken care of. I will do without to make sure that those that I care about are taken care of. So how dare they? How dare they?
I don't know.
And there are so many people out there that do that shit, and it's just, we are desensitized to it. We sit there and we see that, and it's like, oh, let's film it. Maybe I'll get a lot of views.
Right. Well, that's what. Yeah. There you go. The views, and it what it does is it plays on your tolerance nerve.
Yes, it does.
However you tolerate life personally, it's different for everybody. I would assume to some degree, but I think the wavelengths, however they come to you, most of it's got to be a lot of it's through hearing, I think.
Yeah,
we hear a lot more than we're taught about how to define what we hear. Well, okay, for example, I'm sure in your day you've played a song on the radio and it just gets you, and it gets your attention. Some certain pitch or an instrument played in a certain key, a certain way, with whatever it is, however technical you want to get about it. But music, the way, for example, the sound thing, music will bind itself to some of us and not others. And the person receiving it has no control over what they like. And I think there's more to that than just, oh, I like the song. I think there's something in the wavelengths that we aren't taught to understand.
Okay, yes.
Dorky.
No, I do. I get that. There's, I always used to say I will listen to any kind of music except for rap or opera. And then the universe said, oh, really? And on the radio, I would hear like a rap song, and next thing I knew, I'm sitting there bebopping to that shit. And it's like, okay, well, maybe I will listen to rap. I'm rather persnickety about what I'll listen to, but I will listen to it. And then, I have some classical CDs, and yeah, I'm an old fart. I still have CDs. And I'll be listening to them, playing them out in my man cave while I'm working out in the yard or something, got that stereo a-blaring, and I'll hear an opera, and then next thing you know, I catch myself humming along with it, and it's like, okay, guess I will listen to opera. So, it's one of those things where you really, until you actually listen to it, or until you actually find something that connects with you, you can make all those judgments you want to, but I think it's an internal thing with everybody.
Yeah. Okay, but what I mean is some things are supposedly popular with some people and not others. And I'm thinking it's not the personal taste so much as it's the wavelength you're receiving this on doesn't appeal to you.
Yeah.
And instead of knowing that, we respond with dislike, which is not necessary. But it's the way we're taught to communicate with each other. And I think the overall scheme of how we treat and deal with each other verbally in a day, for the most part, it's horrible and shouldn't be done, but we do it anyway. I do it, and I know better, and I do it. Sucked into the vacuum just like the next idiot. And there's no explaining it when it's happening. I'm just having fun. And then I look back a couple of weeks later and think, wow, boy, I can be a mean prick.
Yeah, well, we all have those moments. And
right, but it's part of
people,
the divide and conquer, Mary. We're supposed to not get along so that we will not unite.
yeah, but you know what? I've also kind of course, this is one of those believing and thinking things. There's a... Oh, shit, now I just lost my train of thought.
Oh, no. I do that too, but I'm usually smoking, so I got a reason. Hey, have you been getting Alzheimer's?
Yeah. Yes, Penny, I do
what
have
Sir calls it?
45s. As a matter of fact, young lady, I also have some 16s, some 78s, and some 33 and a thirds. So,
oh, final.
yeah.
But, anyway.
I have a
I
6-foot long shelf and a 6-foot tall shelf that is full of
See?
vinyl.
Yeah, it's what happens when when you live in one place and you have a typical daily life. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because all this excitement, even me, I mean, had some exciting things happen in my life, but the overall, the amount of time spent in 57 years, I would say, time alone or accomplishing something, I got more time invested in that than I do in being happy, say, finding things to please me.
Oh, hey, that reminded me of that train. The train just came by and it stopped and let me jump on. That's what I was going to talk about. So many people say that anger is a negative emotion, and it can very well be when you look at the action that goes along with that anger. But I've gotten to the point where I think if something makes me angry, then the first thing I do, or I've learned to, the first thing that I do is stop and go, why am I angry at that? What about that caused me to feel
I think you
anger?
we got to add to a call. So you initiated, so you have to answer it.
Who wishes to add?
Rob.
Oh, well, I don't think I'm friends with
Well,
Rob.
then I'll
Works.
answer.
Yeah, go ahead and add him and see if... Oh, you put me on hold. Oh, this is so funny. Okay, guess what? I'm flying solo here because Flasheroony just put me on hold. Oh, you gotta love live radio, let me tell you. Oh, Flash. Maybe, just maybe, what we need to do is I can disconnect from Flash and then Flash can reconnect with me or add me or something. Pesky reptiles hate it when you lie to them. I pet sit for someone that had iguanas, and I never lied to him because, and that's right, Meisterbauer, your anger is a gift. It's what you do with it that counts. Okay. Flasher. I think I'm going to go ahead and hang up with him and let him recall me, because you gotta just love this shit. I know I do. I find it extremely amusing. All these lovely little coffee. Thank you for that, sock puppet. Oh my, that looks... And I'm just about out of coffee. But you know what? We're almost out of time too. So hey, it's all good because I have a feeling that I've consumed enough coffee that I'm probably going to have to go to the bathroom as soon as we get done anyway. Okay, let's see if I can get a hold of Flash and have him add me to the call. Oh, goodness. Too frickin' funny. We are just absolutely dorky here. Don't you know? No, it's not time for Starbucks, Hansel. You don't want to go there. Starbucks is nasty. What's that one? Oh. I like that, Sock. I've never had a cup of coffee wink at me.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
There I are. There I are. Hi, Rob.
I know.
Grammy.
Oh, wait.
There he is.
Okay.
All righty.
Am I
Okay,
back?
Yeah, you put me on hold,
Okay.
dude.
I don't know. I just got this computer. I'm doing my best. Crying out loud. Give me a ticket, officer. I'll pay the fine. Don't worry. I've got checks at home. I swear.
You got checks? All right.
Yeah. I don't think the police take checks. I think you have to pay in cash
Oh.
or
Well-
with your plastic.
Oh. Well, they do out here. So, Rob, what's up, dude? God bless you.
Oh, they all suck.
Well, yeah. Okay, do you know that from personal experience? I'm just, because, whenever
No.
someone says something like that to me, I kind of go, oh, really now?
Welcome to the Dork Table, where
Yep,
Mary's
that's been my
bound to
life
say
experience.
just about anything. Anyway, hey, we got a special guest dork on called Rob. And what's on your mind on this wonderful pre-Christmas Saturday blowout special?
Not much.
Oh,
watching
you
the
don't read
crazy.
the chat. You should read some of the shit you write if you think there's not much on your mind. Wow. Okay.
No, that's
That's all out there.
well, I found that extremely amusing, not much, and it's like, holy crap. Okay, who wanted to join the call? And then when you get asked, it's like, not much. I love that. That's,
Yeah, it's a bit intimidating with people you've never had a verbal conversation before, and to just try to be as comfortable. It's hard. I know. We do this all the time. We're like experienced, and now we have a virgin at the table. Get the altar out, Mary,
Oh, wow.
and don't forget the knives.
oh, really? Nah.
The sacrificial dork.
No, we won't do that to Rob because he has a bubbler.
So, hey, Rob, I got to ask you a question.
Oh,
I'm going to
yeah.
tell you something first, and then I'm going to ask you a question. I
Okay.
think the NWO is a wonderful idea and all that shit, but I don't. The only thing that makes it real is if you believe in it. And I'm curious on where do you stand on an issue of this caliber, sir?
I believe that there are people out there who wish to rule the world. And so,
Okay.
in that respect, the New World Order
Yeah.
does exist. I don't think anybody's ever put the proper label on it or identified all the proper people. I think you can get some of them, like the Rothschilds and so forth. But it doesn't really matter who it is. It's the fact that they're out there doing what they're doing. And
How'd
they
they
have,
get away with it?
because they have trillions of dollars and they bought everything and everyone that can possibly be bought.
I agree with that theory myself, but I find to get shot down in a personal situation, most people will argue in the end that without the government, we would be lost. Instead of without the people, there wouldn't be a government. So they got the whole concept all reversed in their mind with all this hero worship and celebrity and I want to be rich.
Yeah.
See, and I think it all comes down to it's just so much easier to, even if you have a tyrant, it's so much easier to have someone else to blame for your lot in life than it is to actually step up and take care of yourself. And I think that's a global disease. I don't think it's just United States. I think it's a global disease.
We're going to make it global because the next time me and Cirque have a disagreement, it's your fault because I met her because of you.
You're welcome.
I mean, that's how ridiculous all this politics and bullshit sounds to me. It's like me blaming you for me and Cirque knowing each other. No, that's not where your play was. Your play was in me having a means of being introduced to her, so to speak. That's, and there's no blame on anything. It's just, wow, how people are so cruel lately. Jeez. I've got my bubbler right here. Thank you very much, Mr. Phantom Dork Vinny. Toke.
So what else do you want to say, Rob?
Hang on.
Okay. Oh, I interrupted a bubbler moment. Sorry.
Somebody's got to do
it.
Yeah, feel better now?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm better adjusted.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll fuck with you a little bit because I'll go ahead and turn my camera on so that you can see. Yeah, this is the way I broadcast.
Hey, Mary. Yeah, I'm cameraless this week. Wow, that's the kind of reaction you're shooting for. Hey,
I turned it back off again. I didn't want to traumatize him too bad.
Wow. No, that started before you did that.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I retract that last statement from the record.
No, I just wanted to call in because Flash has been trying to get me to call in, so what the hell, I'll do it.
Well, it's not the easiest thing to do, and then I asked some kind of weird dorky questions. Let me find something more interesting. How about simple shit? Do you mind telling us what state you're in?
Texas.
Ah, the great state of Texas. Have you been there in your life, or are you?
Yeah, I was born here.
Ah, okay. So you're.
I've been all over.
Uh-oh. Okay. Now we're gonna change the story a little bit. Where have you been?
Well, let's see. I haven't been to Hawaii or Alaska.
Me neither.
I haven't been to South Dakota or North. No, I've been to South Dakota. I've never been to North Dakota. Never been to Maine. I think I've been to all the other states.
On business?
And I've been to Germany, Amsterdam. No, just traveling. I lived in Oregon for 2 years. I lived in Idaho for a year. I lived in Nebraska for 4 years. I lived in San Diego for 2 years. I drove a truck for a while. That's what got me to most of the states that I've been to.
Yeah, okay, so you've had a bit of a ride. A bit of a ride.
Yeah, I'm one of those jack of all trades, master of none. I've done a lot of the different things.
Best way to be. So you ended up where you started out is Texas. That's how you mean you live there? Yeah. Because it's a lot easier to not tell people of all the places you traveled when they haven't been out of the state they live in. Because they have nothing to refer it to, so you just they look at you like you're lying, and
yeah, I've found and you've said this before that people are the same no matter where you go. I also spent a year in Germany. I agree. Most people just want to be left the fuck alone and do their thing and don't want people fucking with them.
Yeah. And 1 out of 10 will be out for something bad to happen. There you go. It's like a numbers game.
Yeah.
You just got to be aware of people. Human behavior is not so television as we got all these ideas shoved down our throats that are just fantasy. Because you don't behave with strangers in public the way they behave on television with each other. These people shoot each other, well, except if you got a badge, right? Hey, what's your stand on the police? How do you feel about them these days?
I think they're completely useless and unnecessary.
Well, what would you do to solve that problem? If say that
Fire
you
'em off.
had the power to fix this mess, do you have your own personal ideas that you could contribute to the Dork Table thing, right? I come up with 3 ideas that might fix this shit in like 6 months, and see if you got anything like it.
As far as police goes, yeah.
Okay, yeah,
I
you
would-
got to start somewhere.
I would abolish all police departments. I would make it so that, and this is given I became dictator and all that.
yeah,
Yay.
just, just an imaginary good moment.
Yeah, imaginary hypothetical. So
Yeah.
I would abolish all police departments, and I would make it a law that if you witness a crime and fail to help, then you're just as responsible as the criminal.
Yeah, and the truth about most of us is this anyway. Most people are not violent. Most of us are defensive. There's a few monkeys out in the group that like to throw their shit at people, but they're just bullies. They're really more or less just talking shit. So,
Right.
life is, but it's portrayed to us all the time through the internet and movies and media, how bad everything is. And then I go out to the grocery to go get some dinner tonight, right? And earlier in the day, I'm out I'm out doing my thing to go get some food and whatnot. And there's an older woman, older than myself, older woman. I'm in 57, so she's like 70. And as we pass, I catch her eye and we smile at each other. I mean, what a horrible place I live in. I don't know what to think. I got it made. And it's not the bragging, it's that it's so normal to do it. But what I read and what I hear is 2 different things. Other than what I see.
Right.
What about you? How's your normal daily?
Well, I'm pretty much set up. I don't have to work, and I get to get up, have some breakfast, either cook or go out to Noah's Ark or whatever, and come home and chat on the internet and read news. And
so a typical. So if you have you listened to the Dork Table from like last week, I was bitching about. Most people's lives are very boring. I'm talking about mine, not yours, but I'm just saying. And the older I get, the more people I talk to, we've all had a moment here, a week there, or something, but most of it's just maintenance and what else? That's about it, maintenance. What do you think, Mary?
Yeah.
Who, me? Oh, I was just listening to you guys and reading the chat.
Well, you ignore me and read the chat.
Yeah, I do.
Damn, you're getting better. I can always tell, too. I go, damn it, Mary, I was on a great rant, and you want to talk about
Butterflies.
Flannel.
No, you are the one that always wants to talk about flannel, and I'm not wearing flannel today. Thank you very much. So there.
Oh, but the hat you were wearing was worth, wow.
That's not a hat. This is a onesie. This is a jammy thing.
Oh, wait. The thing on your head was connected to the clothes you're wearing?
Yes, that's a hood on my onesie.
Holy fuck. Man, that's some blackmail material. I wish I would have thought of it. But I don't have a camera on this particular computer. But yeah, a guy had her on the Skype smiling with that dumb hat on. It was priceless. Dorkomania sweeps the internet.
Well, yeah. I mean, cripes, if I'm going to be playing on the internet or doing something, I'm going to be comfortable. So, shit, yeah.
Hey, Rob, do you have any particular topic that just reeks of dork? That people know?
Yeah, free energy.
Okay.
That's what got me wanting to call in is when you had Larry Wood, and that's what that's one of my things that I'm really interested in. I've always been interested in.
What do you want to do?
That's alternative science, free energy. I want to develop something and give it to the world.
Oh, okay. Well, open source,
which
because
people have tried. Yeah, open
'cause-
source it and get it out there, because that's really one of the key things, that
Right.
money and media.
it's a suicide mission right now.
is-
They kill
is the
everybody
three
else.
things. Yeah, the three things that could free us from this whole thing is energy,
Mhm.
energy independence.
hmm
Because right now we're so dependent on the oil companies
Yeah.
specifically
Yeah.
to maintain a lifestyle that we like.
Mhm.
And I would like to develop some type of device that could be put in every home and
Mhm.
have every home be energy independent and not dependent on the grid.
Well, I would
That's going
suggest
to free up a lot of people.
Well, right, and we had Larry Woods, and I would suggest that people like you and IB Don C and Meisterbrow, the guys that are getting into the meat of the electrical shit so far, you guys should network. If you got ideas and
Yeah,
build
well, I've
some-
already started talking to Don.
there you go. But build
Don.
something. You could do a lot with the internet these days.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
and I think the only way to have any kind of safety with that kind of stuff is to, from the start, have it open source. Because
Yeah.
the
No
more people
secrets.
that get involved in it and start putting information in or ideas or what have you, then the safer everyone involved will be. Because especially if you're spread out, around the globe. Because seriously, if somebody's going to want to take out those that you see that all the time on people that come up with cars that run on water or what have you, that they want to make money at it, and it's like, no, stop that.
That's what
Stop
kills
that
it.
mindset. Yeah, that's what kills them, and they wind up taking it to their grave because all of the information that they had documented got destroyed or tucked back for national security
Yeah,
reasons,
stolen.
which, hell yeah, it's national security reasons because of the petrodollar. But
hmm
it
Exactly.
I think it needs
all
to
ties
be
into each-
totally open source where everybody can input information and everybody is looking at that information and everybody can see when someone's jumping in there and throwing a bunch of shit balls in there just to fuck everybody else up, so that they can go, wait a minute, you're just being a douchebag, and just kick them out of the conversation if that's all they're going to contribute. But,
you have to realize the biggest argument against the answer, it only makes sense if you're a greedy fuck and you only want your own.
Yeah.
We have enough resources and enough technology to supply everybody alive with whatever they need. But we've been indoctrinated into this earn, own, sell, buy, profit, blah, blah, blah crap that if you think outside of the box, you're some kind of enemy of the state and you don't like the president and, all these stupid, archaic ideas that we've.
I don't.
Well, no, I've read yours, Rob. To call in, we know who you are, me and Mary, because we agree. You would have never called it. It's like Moose, Grimner. I mean, the people that call us, they belong here.
yeah.
You obviously share our social values. I mean, they're mental values in the first place, right? So what I've taken to do in my humble little living thing is to take that pretend world that I live in to them and be nice to them. And it really does work. You don't have to speak to people to be nice to them. You're better off not being able to be, because then you've got that lying thing that kicks in, because honey, do these pants make my ass look big? That kind of
Yeah.
honesty. It always finds a way into things it doesn't belong in.
Well, there's
Know
always
your ass makes those pants look big.
Oh, there you go. See, there's always another way of looking at that. So yeah.
That's why I'm so popular with the women. Oh yeah.
See,
the
and I
babes
just
line
always-
up to hear my stuff.
I just always tell people, if you don't want to hear an honest answer, don't ask the fucking question. So
Yeah, but then they do anyway.
Yeah, and then I give them an honest
They
answer,
don't-
and then they
they
go,
don't
"Oh,
really
you
want to
hate
know the answer anyway.
No, they don't, but but that way they have a reason to bitch. They have a reason to whine, and they can say it was her over there. It's all that bullshit of,
Mhm.
well, it's not me, it's that person over there. Oh, bite me, big babies.
See, I painted myself into a corner in life that most people never have to do. You know,
And that
Likewise.
is,
well, I'm responsible for every motion I make in my daily life, both in private and in public.
see, now some people would see that as painting yourself into a corner, and some would see that as absolute freedom. And dealing with absolute freedom. There's so many people out
Mhm.
there that are always going, oh, but I want to be free. I want this. I want
Mhm.
that. And what they don't
Right.
realize is what
Right.
that freedom comes
Mhm.
as shitload of responsibility. So freedom
Yep.
ain't free. That may sound dorky. That may sound very PC, but
No,
it's
no,
not. It's
I don't.
tough.
Well, yeah, I
It's
think
true.
though saying it sounds dorky is a compliment. Thank you.
Well, yeah, there is that. Okay.
The amount of freedom you get is directly proportional to the amount of responsibility you're willing to take on.
There you
Right,
go.
because responsibility is not being free. That's why when me and Zert got married, I went, well, goodbye, freedom. It was nice knowing you, my friend. I'll be busy for a while. Let's see. She doesn't poison my chicken. She's let me live this long. My hat's off to her.
Yeah, I'm not going to say what ran through my mind.
Oh, give me a break. I think me and Sert get along as good as any couple gets along. Any couple that gets along has their little pits, and that's little life. It's how seriously do you take those pits?
It's called two different personalities.
Because a perfect world doesn't exist. We're human. We've got that excitement button that gets pushed. You want to go do something or have something happen. Those days are fun. I bet you didn't know you could do that in the refrigerator too.
Oh, Lord. Okay, never mind. Moving along.
Okay, that's next.
I don't think she's listening to the show. She
Yes.
didn't even look.
Yes, Circles isn't? Oh, okay, because I heard
No,
that.
she's playing on some. I think she's playing WoW with her nephew.
Oh, okay.
Ollie is the coolest kid. He's the one that was saying goodbye to me when I was upstairs through the party.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's nice to be accepted by people, regardless of language.
Yeah. And see, I think that's what a lot of people want, but a lot of people don't realize that when you wish to be accepted by others, and that also kind of means that you have to be accepting of others. Oh,
Me?
I
Hell
know.
no.
It's kind of tough.
My requirements will be met. Thank you.
Yes, old Swami Master.
Well, fuck. We've just been scammed in this life to believe the most insane bullshit. And if you believe it, well, then you think that the guy that doesn't believe it is the guy that's full of shit. It's a beautiful game. Divide and conquer. Watch them fall.
There you go.
Instead of to disagree is just a freaking mute point. Let it go. Don't dwell on that. Think of something that's good. No, that's no fun. Let's wreck a train and put pictures on the 6 o'clock news while people are eating dinner. You can shock them, get their attention.
There you go. There you go.
And it worked. Look what they bred. Poison the water, poison the food, tell them it's good for them. Radiation for freaking to cure cancer. Everybody's happy.
Well, radiation is the new be-all, end-all kind of thing. And yet, when you go out in the sun, you have to put all of these chemicals and sunblock on because of the radiation.
Cirque is listening.
Oh, no. Oops.
Oh,
well.
That's probably the delay. Okay.
Yeah, well, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was one. I don't know. What? I'm so technical.
It's my tin can and kite string.
Yeah, but see, I don't even have the sense to not tease my own wife on the radio. I mean, wow. I think I got dropped on my head one time too many when I was young, but nobody's left alive to sue, so I just let it go.
Oh, okay. So, Rob, is there anything else you wanted to contribute and tell Flasheroony Head to shut the fuck up for a minute?
Yeah, he does talk a lot, doesn't
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's why I got a radio show, so I
Hard
can do that.
he? No, I just want to call in and say hi and let y'all hear me.
Oh,
Cool. Well, you know what? Welcome to the club of whatever anonymous people that think alike group. And do something more. When you get with your idea, you get your shit together. Let me know if there's any way I can help or maybe introduce you to somebody. Blah blah blah. I'm available to do that. And to anybody
Well, yeah,
listening,
eventually I want to get maybe even go up and meet Larry.
wow,
And he did make the offer to come on up and wrap a coil. So
wow, good.
Don and I have already talked about going up there.
Excellent.
As soon as he gets wrapped up with his work stuff, I think we might be doing that maybe in the spring or something.
Wow. Keep me posted on that one. That'll be interesting. Because
Okay.
the only traveling I can do for the rest of my days is through the people I know. And
Yeah.
whether it's, and all that's left is the internet because the neighbors don't go anywhere.
Oh,
And if they do, it's a vacation. They're coming back.
yeah, and they won't take you with them, will they? Damn it all.
The
Why do you
weirdest
say
thing.
that? Because
Do what?
Go ahead.
why do you say that? Because your passport's over? Or
No,
what?
my neighbor. No. When I first moved here, we moved up from Copenhagen to the country up on the north coast of the little bit
Yeah.
we're on, and the very first guy I meet, my next door neighbor, is going to Scotland for a vacation in the upcoming months. It was like, holy fuck! I meet a Dane and he's going to Scotland. Well, I was just in Scotland. That's not real impressive. I thought, maybe you'd be going like to Morocco or Venezuela.
Everybody
but
has
no.
their thing. that they
Well,
wanna
no. It's just how tight we truly all are. I mean, here I'm American. I was born in California. I live in Denmark. I meet a Danish guy, my very next door neighbor, and he's going to go vacation in the place I just came from after the last country I was in. I don't know. Maybe I'm just
Yeah, you're
insane.
getting around to that 6 degrees of separation thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's degrees, not percent either. It's 6 degrees of separation, not 6% of separation.
Yeah, I've
Anyway.
read a little. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead. I'm just stoned now.
Started at about 6 this morning.
Yeah, there you go. Time is time equals plus minus and stuff. I don't know.
Oh,
If I didn't know what day it was, it wouldn't be unusual
But yeah, same here.
because it's all made up bullshit so that some guy can make a boat payment. I wish people would understand, like what Moose knows. It's so, and you and Grim and Mary, it's so easy to understand it, but there's so many obstacles in your way to make you excuse the shit that you're looking right at as true when they're not.
Yeah, everything's upside down. It's crazy.
Then how do people like us survive? I mean, you seem like a sensible guy. You didn't come on the air telling me to shut up and listen to you. You had something important to say. Just regular Joe. So,
yeah, I mean,
yeah. Well, I encourage others to take the Rob approach and call into the show. And go on, try to shut me up. I dare you.
shut the fuck up, Flash.
That's Miss Mary.
yeah, just start talking.
Yeah, there you go. See, that's what I learned to do. Just interrupt him.
If you got something that people really want to hear, they'll shut the fuck up anyway.
Yeah, we just do this to get away from the news and get a few opinions out, learn a little bit about free this and free that, because the best things in life are free.
Yeah.
It's really
Okay.
fucking true.
Flash Sock wants to
ma'am.
know things that Rob Work likes. So, what do you like,
I'm not a
Rob
guest.
Works?
I'm just a call-in.
Well, I know you're just
I'm not a scheduled guest or anything.
Well, we know that, but you
No.
know what?
I'm retired. I live in an RV, and I don't do much of anything at this point. Trying to figure out what I want to do. I know it's going to be something to do with making some kind of alternative energy device or something like that.
Wow. And we're on the ground floor of whatever adventure you're on if you stay in touch with us.
Yeah, I'll be around.
So now that you've come on here and you got people saying we didn't ask you enough questions, I guess. I don't know.
No.
I might have I might have yacked too much. Who knows?
If I hadn't have taken a nap, I might have called in earlier.
Yeah, that's cool. Try it again next week. Hey, man.
I'll be around. I'm here in the chat room all the time. I'll call in next week, too.
Yeah, but next week, remember, Flash Journey Edge, you're going to have to find someone else. Because my Christmas plans got changed for me. Kids, go figure.
It seems I will be trying to find... I know. Hey, Miss Moose, if you're listening, will you babysit me on the Dork Table on RLM next week at 11 a.m. Central Time?
Which is Moose's time as well. Because you know what? I can listen to you guys on the radio going to see my daughter then. So that'll be cool listening to you and Moosey.
Yeah, we agree about everything. Real excitement. I like it like with you with this throwing two cats in a bag, but no, Moose and me we flow. It's kind of a wow. Yeah. These two completely opposite people have a very similar belief system.
Well, see, isn't that just a really cool thing? People just need to stop and realize that there's probably a lot of people out there that you agree with. They're just in different circumstances, and you wouldn't ever realize that until you ask them, so how you doing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the titles and the explanations that are bullshit are what trap us in all the traps that we're in.
Yep.
Whatever trap you're in, you know what it is. I don't know. You know. And if it's not a trap to you, then it's not my business, unless you're telling me about it.
Well, I'm in a trap right now because I got a kitty cat on my lap. I gotta show you guys this. Sorry, Rob. Gonna make you have to see this shit again. But sure, and now she's not gonna do it.
Oh.
Okay. I have a kitty cat up here that's getting in my face. Aren't you? That's my little This is the one that helps.
Hey, is that Doozer?
This is Rascal. She's the one that's always helping when I'm on the radio. But
okay, Doozer's the whitish one.
Yeah, Doozer's the white one with the ice blue eyes.
I'm dyslexical.
Yes,
and
you
I
are.
Get things confused.
And you know what? We're out of time.
Oh, lucky people, you're out of time.
I know. Gosh. So thank you ever so much, Rob, for calling in. This was actually quite awesome.
My pleasure.
The Anarchy Society lives.
Oh, well.
And grows.
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
yes,
oddly
it does.
enough, and it's all imaginary, so it works perfectly.
Cool. Well,
see,
y'all,
I say everybody's an anarchist. They just don't know it yet.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
It's the only possible way it can be.
Right, but the traps, the money, and the houses, and the cars, and all that crap, as long as it's got them addicted, this game will continue.
Yep.
It's going to take a lot for a guy to wake up and see the trap of a big house with a swimming pool, what it truly is. Not.
Well, yeah, as long as they're comfortable, they're not going to look around to see what's wrong with them.
Right.
Well,
and the backbone of that is the workforce, and they refuse to unite because they think unions are about making money. It's all a mess.
Well, the more shit you own, the more shit owns you.
And the bigger something grows, the harder it is to manage.
True. Now, I got to say bye because we're out of time. So thanks, everybody, for listening
Nope.
into the Dork Table here on this Saturday, December the
Thanks,
10th.
guys.
And thank you, Rob, for joining us.
Thanks,
This
Rob,
was
for popping up.
awesome. Y'all have an absolutely awesome rest of
Yeah,
your
it's fun.
day. And remember that Kira is on at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, and then Bo Diddy tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, I believe, with some bodacious tunage. Then tomorrow at noon Eastern Time is Grimner with the blues leading into Hal Anthony. I will check you later on the radio on Wednesday for the regular Wackadoodle Wednesday edition of the Dork Table or Grammy's Rocket Chair. Until then, I truly do love you all, and I even like most of you.